for that is after differential cost, we are going for imputed cost. Okay, what are this? Imputed costs are those hypothetical the costs. Okay, they may come and they may not come. Like that, you'll come across. Okay, they are hypothetical costs which are computed only for the purpose of decision making. See the big clarity. When you want to take a decision, then only you'll think about this imputed cost. When you don't want to go for this decision making, then there is no necessity for you to go for this imputed cost. Like this, you will come across this imputed cost. Now, after that, okay, sunk costs. After imputed costs, we are having sunk costs. And what are sunk costs? These are historical costs which are irrecoverable in a given situation. Historical, okay, of long back, sunk costs. Whatever it may be, the cost that we incur in the old days or in old time, they cannot be retrieved back. You cannot bring them. Those so we will call them as sunk costs. So these are historical costs which are irrecoverable in a given situation. You cannot recover that. They are not recoverable. Okay, in a given situation, those are nothing but sunk costs. After that, opportunity cost. This is very important. This is very important. What is this opportunity cost? Okay, what is this opportunity cost? I'm going to give an example for this opportunity cost. Okay, take for example, I'm a lecturer, Amma, and okay, I'm working in a college, and those people they are paying me some money as salary. At the same time, I'm conducting tuitions in my house, and from tuitions also I'm going to get some money. Then what I will do is I'll estimate I'll estimate whether the money received by me by tuitions, whether it is more or the salary whatever they are giving in the college, it is more. Okay, suppose if I come across the what is the money that I am getting as salary, if it is more, okay, then I'll prefer to go for that. I'll prefer to go for that and leaving this cost, leaving this incomes. Okay, on the other hand, if my money from conducting the tuitions, if my income from, by conducting the tuitions, if it is more, then I'll stick on to this tuitions. Okay, and I leave that institution because whatever it may be, the money that I'm receiving from tuitions, when the income is more, why should I go for that? That is at the benefit of one, we are going for the benefit of two. At the cost of one, we are going to the profit of another. So that is nothing but opportunity cost. Wherever the benefit, wherever the benefit is more, people they'll stick on to that even though they get the benefit from other things, other sources. So that is nothing but opportunity cost. That is, we have to take into account the opportunity, where to stick on, where to not to stick on. Okay, that is nothing but opportunity cost. It is in a measurable advantage foregone as a result of the rejection of alternative uses of resources, whether of materials, labor, or facilities. It is the measurable advantage foregone as a result of the rejection of alternative uses of resources, whether of materials, labor, or facilities. Okay, so this is the thing that we come across everywhere, not only in one case. Sorry. Okay, not only in one source, in different sources. In different sources. For example, if you if you are having two shops just quite opposite to each other, diagonally opposite to each other, when you come across a commodity, when you want to go and purchase a commodity, and when the price of this that commodity when it is more, what you will do? You will go to that shop and you will ask what is the price, and then you compare, and then you compare. So whatever it may be the price at the second shop, when it is less, okay, you will go and purchase from that. Okay, deserting the first shop. That is nothing but opportunity cost. Okay, so alternative uses, and you don't want to go for this main. Advantage. You want to go for advantage, but not to go for disadvantage. So this is nothing but opportunity cost. It is a measurable advantage foregone as the result of the rejection of alternative uses of resources, whether of materials, labor, or facilities. Now, after this opportunity cost, we are having replacement cost. So, what is replacement cost? Replacing, replacing. Okay. So, when you take into account a commodity, when the materials, raw materials, at one place when they are less comparative to another, okay, you will replace. Sorry. Okay, you will replace. Previously, up to that extent, you purchased from that shop, and then immediately what you will do is you will replace, and you will tell something else, but you won't tell that I'm taking from this shop. And they say replacement cost of an asset is the cost which would be incurred if the asset is to be purchased at the current market price and not the cost at which it was purchased earlier. Yeah, current market price. When you want to purchase an asset, when you want to purchase an asset, okay, so there you have to take into account what is the market price and what is the cost price. Cost price means nothing but the previous purchase price. When the previous purchase price is less, okay, then go, you won't take into account at market price. Why? Because the cost price is more, I mean less compared to market price. So, replacement cost of an asset is the cost which would be incurred if the is to be purchased at the current market price and not the cost at which it was purchased earlier. Okay, that is in one way also we can come to know this. Suppose if you purchase an asset at one price, okay, and the same asset, suppose if you want to purchase again, then you will go for market and you will inquire the market price existed. Okay, and you will purchase at market price, but not at cost price. Because if anyone asks why you are purchasing at market price instead of main cost price, oh, time is going on now. Automatically the changes will come. So naturally the market price will be very high. So you have to. But they don't know what is. If you ask those people, array, this is nothing but an old one. I already purchased from this shop. Okay. But as time is passing on, some changes will come across and I have to go for that changes. Why not? Why I have to stick on to old this thing like that? So replacement cost. Okay, when you take rice, any commodity, I'm not talking about one commodity, any commodity. When you take rice, when you are purchasing rice from a shop, okay, and initially when they are good, why what we will do is we'll go to that shop only and we'll purchase the rice. Suppose another shop was established, okay, and that, naturally, you'll come across differences in prices. That is genuine. Okay, When you go for the old shop, suppose material if the material for 1 month or 1 year, if the 1 month, take not don't go for 1 year, 1 month, if it is not good, if it is not suitable for us to consume, okay, immediately will jump, will replace. Alright, this man is not bringing good quantity of rice, okay, moreover he is charging more, like that, some unnecessary comments we will do that, and we will replace that person and we will go to the other person. Okay, and every person, every human being, they will always concentrate to keep the commodity genuine and perfect according to them. So like this, you will come across the replacement cost. Okay, after replacement costs, we are having the last one, that is avoidable and unavoidable costs. Avoidable and unavoidable costs. Those costs which, under given conditions of performance efficiency, should not should have not been incurred. Avoidable. Those costs which, under given conditions of performance efficiency, should have not been incurred. So there should not be anything avoidable and unavoidable. The names itself, it tells us that they are avoidable. Those costs which those costs which, under given conditions of performance efficiency, should have not been incurred. Okay, okay. Up to that extent, the conditions and the production, it is going smoothly. Suppose if there are any up and downs, small up and downs for a small period of time, for a short period of time, then we'll avoid that. Unavoidable costs are those which are essentially to be incurred and are inescapable. Unavoidable. Unavoidable. Unavoidable costs are those which are essentially to be incurred, and are inescapable, and are inescapable. Yeah. If you understand about this normal loss and abnormal loss, then you can understand about this cost. Suppose if you are transporting kerosene or petrol to another place, by transportation, by movement of the vehicle, some petrol will become evaporated. So that thing you cannot avoid. Compulsory, you have to go for that. Okay, so we will consider that loss as a normal loss. If you send 1,000 liters of petrol from this place to another place, and suppose 10 liters they were evaporated in the transit, we will consider this 10 liters as normal loss. Okay, you cannot avoid that. Whatever it may be, the loss that you come across, you cannot avoid that. Okay, compulsory you have to go for the loss. Okay, fine. The next thing is, when you are sending this 1,000 liters of petrol to another place, you'll think that 10 liters will go for normal wastage or normal loss. So, those people that are going to get 990 liters. But when they get 950 liters, there is a loss of 40 liters. This is nothing but abnormal loss. Okay, this is nothing but abnormal loss. Okay, so if you understand about normal loss and abnormal loss, then you can able to understand this avoidable cost and unavoidable cost. Okay, you cannot avoid. You cannot avoid. That is unavoidable cost. Compulsory, you have to go for that. And avoidable loss. Okay, when you send a person along with a truck or tanker, oil tanker, okay, there you can avoid the loss, excess loss of 40 liters. Okay, during the transit, we will come to know that there is a theft. Okay, due to the theft, only this loss came across 40 liters. Then you will catch hold of the driver, say what you have done, because there is a loss of 40 liters. Okay, 40 liters. I sent 1000 liters. Okay, normal loss will go for 10 liters. So at that destination, 990 liters has to be or to be received, but they received only 950 liters. So what about 40 liters? Like that, you can catch hold of the driver. Okay, in that case, if you send your person along with the tanker, then you won't come across that loss. So, if you understand about normal loss and abnormal loss, then you can easily understand about this avoidable loss and unavoidable loss. This is how you will come across. And after that, we are going for product costs. What are products? Those costs which are charged to inventory accounts and which are included in the cost of the product as work in progress, finished goods, or cost of sales. This is about the product cost. It is associated with units of output. Product cost. It will take into account only the inventory accounts. Okay. What are the raw materials? What is the work in progress? And what is the finished goods? All these things only it will take into account. Moreover, it will concentrate on units of product, units of products. So units of output. So those are nothing but product costs. Those costs which are charged to inventory accounts and which are included in the cost of production. Okay, cost of product as work in process, finished goods or cost of sales. It is associated with units of output. This is about the product cost. Now we are going for period costs. Okay, one thing I'm going to tell you is whatever it may be the different types of costs that we have to follow. Okay, we have to learn. I'm giving that. This product cost and period cost they are separate, please. Okay, they are not belong to this eight types of cost. Okay, they are separate. Now, after product cost, we are going for period cost. They'll take into time, please. Okay, and sir, what is the example for product cost? Raw materials and direct labor. This is nothing but the example for product costs. Raw materials. Okay, now we are going for period costs. Those costs which are written off as expenses in the period and which in which they are incurred. It is associated with the income of time period. So period time, I told you already. Those costs which are written off as expenses in the period in which they are incurred, it is associated with the income of the time period. It is associated with the income of a time period. With this, I am closing, and tomorrow in the next video class, we are going to study some more costs. Okay, thank you.